Alrighty, hello everyone, and welcome back to Tabletop Cafe, presented by Tabletop Journeys. My name is Michael, and you can think of us here at Tabletop Cafe as the roadside diner along your tabletop journey, serving up bite-sized chunks of gaming goodness for you to enjoy with you and your friends at your table. Chris is not feeling too great today, so he decided to take the night off. So we brought in a special guest co-host, the Caleb G. Caleb, say hello to everybody.
Hello. Thank you for having me. It is a pleasure to be here.
Always a pleasure to have you on the mics, my friend. And of course, Lewanika, join us as always. Lewanika, say hello to everyone.
Hello, everyone. Lewanika here, Tabletop Journeys. Not on the right path, but I'm sitting down at the cafe.
Oh, I love it. So we had talked about doing a New Year's resolution episode just before the end of the year, but as what seems to be happening a lot, scheduling and illnesses kind of kept getting in the way. So we didn't end up having the last episode, the last episode we had planned. So we're going to do that tonight. So we're a weekend. I think we're still within the window of New Year's resolutions. And for the most part, these are going to be gaming related, can be board gaming, tabletop gaming, RPG, whatever you're into. And if we want to maybe slip in one that's somewhat off of that, like personal enlightenment or enrichment, that's fine too. No one's here is going to judge anyone too harshly. If anyone is watching or listening now or in the future, if you'd like to share with us in chat some of your New Year's resolutions, we would love to hear that as well. But this show, Tabletop Cafe, is very heavily influenced on a show called Detention that we did at the RPG Academy for years, which was the brainchild of that guy over there. So I thought, especially with Caleb joining us tonight, we might do a little bit of a throwback, because one of the things that we did at Detention is we would start each episode with some silly improv games, just something to kind of get the juices flowing. It's just fun, funny. I am terrible at them, so I like to set the bar very low. Like these are not like watch us expert improv masters show you how it's done, as much as look at these morons. If they can do that and have fun, then why should I feel bad about trying to do improv at my table? So the two that we most often did were a game called 10 Things and a game called Where Have My Fingers Been? So we're going to do both of those tonight. So Caleb, again, both in honor of you and you technically being the guest co-host, you get to pick for 10 things. Would you like to give a prompt first or receive a prompt first?
I will receive a prompt first. Get the juices flowing, get the gears turning, and then I'll go from there.
So the way this works is I will give Caleb a prompt and ask him to give me a list of 10 things, and I will give him the category that those things would be, and his job is to come up with the 10 as fast as he can. Because this is an improv game, we're more concerned with immediacy than accuracy, so a list of 10 really good things that takes him 10 minutes is not as good in terms of this game as coming up with 10 things that are nonsense but come off the dome. And then we will kind of complete a circle. So I will prompt Caleb. Caleb will then prompt Lewanika, and then Lewanika will prompt me, and we'll go all the way around. So we were talking about Boston Market before we went live, a restaurant that each of us enjoyed. So I'm going to say, in the D&D world of Boston Market, what is your order? So what 10 foods would like a goblin roll up to a Boston Market in Faerun?
All right. We've got mimic meatloaf.
1.
Cockatrice cornbread.
2.
Half a tiefling.
3.
I don't know which half, but it's a half. Hydra sandwich.
4.
Black dragon black pudding.
5.
White dragon vanilla pudding.
6.
Shambling mound Brussels sprouts.
7.
Manticore mac and cheese. Did
8.
I say Manticore already?
Nope,
I might have. Oh, good.
Nope.
Good. Tarrasque sandwiches.
Oh, yep, love it.
And ghosty goblets of things to drink.
10. That was in fact a list of 10 things. I will say creme brulee.
Oh, that's
I was gonna say some aboleth oyster sauce.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. So,
stuff,
Caleb, you get to prompt Lewanika.
All right, Lewanika. I need a list of 10 off-brand restaurants in the D&D world.
Oh, let's see. We have Omar's spiced falafel.
One.
In Kryn. We have Waterdeep watercress sandwiches.
2.
Ooh, crunchy.
We have the Lord of Benihana Blades hibachi.
Yep. 3.
Yes.
We have the lightning rail sandwich sub sandwiches.
Okay. 4.
We have we have Athasian Athasian's Dirty Rice Emporium.
5.
Ooh.
We have Karatur Sahagan sushi.
6.
We have Axbeak. We have Kender fried Axbeak.
Okay.
Yeah,
Finger licking good.
Kender fried Axbeak. They are finger licking good. We have the Bank of Kaz.
8.
We have was it Knucklehead Trouts?
9.
Yep. And we have Griffin Claw Backbiter or Biter's Back.
10. Woo, that
10.
was in fact a list of 10 things.
And just the Cheesecake Factory.
And just exactly.
And just the Cheesecake
Factory. Yeah.
Because it's everywhere.
Yeah, Waffle House. We put that.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. I know.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I left out Buc-ee's because that's just a given.
Yeah. All right. So
you get to Faerun, you got to go past the Buc-ee's.
Past the Buc-ee's. Once you get to Waffle House, you've gone too far. Turn around.
Turn around and you make it one.
All right. I imagine mine might be food related, but you can obviously do whatever you want.
Hey, maybe I inspired a theme.
Yep.
Let me think. Food. We may have gone.
That well has been dug very deep already.
Yeah. That we did that. But I think. Can you give me a list of 10 locations that you would like to take a selfie in any of the D&D world?
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
The upper spires of Sharn, though I am a little bit afraid of heights. On a moving lightning rail train.
2.
Along the wall of Waterdeep.
3.
By the waterfall.
With Hendrix, obviously.
Baldur's Gate. Yes.
Waterfall of Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
Got it.
Let's do like a rock plinth on Dark Sun. Just any of them. I don't know that setting very well.
There's so many.
Yes.
There's so many. 5.
Exactly. Yeah. Just in the desert of Dark Sun. In Kryn, what was the name of the inn? The Wanderer's Haven, Wanderer's Rest.
Into the Lost Home.
In the Lost Home. So like in the kitchen, like in back with the main chef. A little selfie with they and I.
6.
Inside a dragon's hoard when the dragon is not there.
Of course.
Yes.
7?
Yes. Oh, okay. But let's see. So I use Dugan's Import Emporium in all of my games. So whatever setting there's a Dugan's and at his place, Dugan's good.
8?
Yep. Let's see. What is another? Was the Temple of the Flame in Eberron as well? Like what's that? Yeah, close enough.
9?
Yeah.
9. And then I'll say at the little diner in Yegg, which is a tourist trap in one of the games I ran recently.
10. That was 10.
That was in fact a list.
That was in fact a list of.
That
10
was in fact
things.
a list of things. All right, so now we're gonna do everyone's favorite game, and I say that tongue in cheek, called "Where Have My Fingers Been?" And this is a PG-13 game, at least normally. The idea here is that we're going to take turns prompting each other again, and each of us will use finger puppets to sort of like interact with each other. So the prompt will be, 2 people are in line to see a movie, and it's sold out or something. And then like, I can't believe they're sold out. Again, usually we do it kind of gaming related, but not always. And the idea is the stories will have a beginning, middle, and an end. I usually leave at least one of those out just because I find that very funny. But once again, Caleb, you are the co-host. So would you want to give a prompt first, or would you like to receive?
I will receive to kick the show off. All right.
So we will do the same circle as last time. So, and I forgot, very important actually. There's a song.
Right. I think I remember.
Okay.
I think I remember. Where have my fingers been? Where have my fingers been?
Your fingers are at a board game night where one player is excitedly explaining the extremely complicated game he wants the other one to play.
Okay. Are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. Are you super duper ready? I need you to be 100% paying attention. I am dialed in. I am ready to go. Okay, well, you totally weren't paying attention because I just explained for 15 minutes about how you pick cards out of the box. I was getting a soda. You didn't tell me you were talking about that. Well, I just assumed you'd be paying attention. Well, now I have a soda and now I'm fine. Can you start over? No, that's actually part of the game. The rules expect you to not be paying attention, so I'm at a plus 16 to start. That's some shenanigans right there, my friend. Well, you said shenanigans, so I actually get another plus 17. You're playing
shenanigans?
Believe it or not, no, this is Shenanigans 2. The Return of Shenanigans. So I am using a weird errata from the 1982 edition, and your points become pizza for the table that you have to pay for. Well, that's okay. And that's where my fingers have been.
Huzzah! And folks right there, it does not get any better than that. Not saying it shouldn't. It just don't. It will not.
Michael, I would hazard a guess that it can get better than that.
Challenge accepted.
If it does, challenge accepted.
All right. We'll see. You will now prompt Lewanika. So Lewanika, you have to do the song.
All right. I will do the song. Where have my fingers been? Said, where have my fingers been? Yes,
your okay, I had an idea, and then you just inspired me in a new direction. Your fingers are at the karaoke night of a gaming convention.
Oh, nice.
And you are waiting for your turn and deciding what to do.
All right. So here's the deal. I have a list of like 80 songs. Nobody in the TTJ audience gave me which one to pick. Oh. And I don't know what to do. Like, what do I do? Well, I'm pretty sure that Mike, the DJ, he says stop picking songs with very, very long guitar solos. So no guitar solos.
It's party foul. Can't do that.
But I love the guitar solos.
Oh yeah, great.
You know, Mike. He's gonna pick on you about it. He's gonna pick on me anyway, and I'm gonna pick on him anyhow. Guitar solos too. Don't let him fool you. Fair enough. So what are you gonna do? Well, I'm gonna reach into my back pocket. I'm gonna think. I'm gonna drink deeply of my soul. And I'm going to take hold of that mic, I'm going to look out into the audience and picture our dear, dear friend and audience member, David Ryder, and say, I'm never going to give you up, never going to let you down, never going to run around and desert you.
Perfect. Perfect. All right.
Never going to give you up.
Well done.
All right.
And that, in fact, is where my fingers have been.
All right. And so let's bring this home with what will be the worst of the three. Where have my fingers been? I said, where have my fingers been?
Let's see. Your fingers were responsible for bringing the snacks to a game night, D&D themed, but you got it mixed up on your calendar and brought snacks for a niece's Hello Kitty party. What snack? That's where your fingers have been.
I don't want to do this, but it's your niece. I don't really care about her. And what is Hello Kitty, a cat or a person? I don't know. I saw a thing on TikTok about it. I think it's actually a person. I think that's really weird. They're waiting on you, but all I have is L8s and purple Skittles. I bought 12 bags of Skittles and went through them and picked out all the purple ones. You are weird. I know. I'm going home. And that's where my fingers have been.
I couldn't handle it. That's it. That's exactly what you would do, because that's your thing.
L8s and purple Skittles. Those are my thing. All right. So that is where my fingers have been. Hopefully you got some entertainment out of that. If this is something you don't do at your gaming tables, I do suggest on occasion you try it before you actually start playing. It's almost like a session 0 for each individual session. We often do these just to kind of get us in the right headspace as we are about to play silly things like elves and wizards and dragons and that kind of thing. But with that out of the way, we're going to go through and talk about some of our New Year's resolutions for the year. I feel like I've been picking on Caleb, so I'm going to pick on Lewanika instead. Would you go first, sir, and give us one of your New Year's resolutions for 2026?
Get better at painting minis.
Ooh.
Okay, and better at just the technique or actually like doing it?
Like both.
Okay.
Like getting the technique, doing it. And in fact, when you suggested this, I actually brought some examples.
Ooh, I love it. I love it.
That's my little ogre zombie. So I'm really working on shading techniques and all of that. I'm working on my horde collection. So like these are the starts of a whole bunch of zombies. I have a bunch more done. I have a ludicrous sum of skeletons. Luda. And I have all kinds of undersea creatures, crocodiles that I've been working on. Each of these are in various states of painting. I've even got myself a nice little eldritch horror.
Ooh.
And like he's big. Like obviously you can see my hand here next to it. Like that's a good size model. And then I have, he just fell. I have like a nice little Cyclops.
Oh, nice.
That's primed. I'm getting ready. And I actually just finished everything but the base, but this is a nice demon that I did. And for those who pay attention to the Facebook page or Discord, I'll be getting pictures of these guys up here in the next day or so as well. And then like there he is.
Very nice.
So let me just interrupt quickly, Caleb. I know we've been friends and gamer friends for a very long time. Do you paint minis? I don't think we've ever once talked about minis and painting in any of our conversations.
I do not paint minis. I do not have the skill, the patience. I don't have the eyesight for it. I don't have the dexterity for it. And I am of the mental flavoring that if I'm not good at something on the first time I try it, I get very upset with myself. Yeah. So digging into that level of detail and patience Um, I know I'm just gonna have a bad time.
Fair enough. And again, there's
Yeah.
absolutely nothing wrong with that and knowing yourself.
Yeah.
I really never did. I was never, because again, I don't really use a lot of minis. Like I'm primarily a theater of the mind kind of guy. But a few years ago on Kickstarter, I went in on the stupid level of that first Marvel United minis game.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I'm going to learn how to paint minis and I'm going to paint all of those. And I got every expansion that was possible for that Marvel United. Here I have a little Hulk that I painted, and I have a Kingpin. I'm particularly proud of that one.
That's good.
I think those are the only two out of
all of them.
roughly 400.
No.
For me, actually, I enjoy painting. I have found that I really enjoy it. But my ADHD sort of brain is I have to set like hours, because if I'm going to do it, because I don't have a great setup. So if I'm going to do it, I have to like get out of like the tarp. I got to get out my paints, and I got to get situated. Then I got to prime them. And I also do things like I wash the new ones in like warm water with a toothbrush, and then prime them, and then paint them. So I need like 3. I can't just jump into paint for like half an hour. And I don't have a 4-hour block of time that I can dedicate, so it just doesn't happen. So I still have them all. I still have all my paints. I did. I bought like so much money in paints and paintbrushes because I'm going to paint minis. No. But I'm still hopeful that someday I will circle back to that. So I guess, again, get back to you, Lewanika. Do you have like YouTube videos that you watch to get better technique? Is it just a matter of doing it more and like repetition and experimentation?
Yeah, so a lot of the above. So I should say that I started painting minis back in college.
We all experimented in college.
Yeah. There was this one time at band camp. But yeah, with the group that I originally joined, the DM, who is big into minis and mini painting, he's a fantastic artist, good friend. We talk about him on the show quite often, Benito Sinese. And he had this thing back when we did Experience Points and we were playing originally second edition, was whenever we started a new campaign, if you painted your own mini for your character, you would get an extra 1,000 points. So it was the difference between starting at first level or second level in a campaign. And these were campaigns that did not mirror, like if experience was split between who was at the table or who was in the set, who was in that encounter, what have you. So it's like starting ahead was really ahead.
Sure.
It made a big difference at the game table because it was not designed around balance. As we went on, by the time we were like third or fourth level, our characters were getting popular. We were gathering followers, things like that, NPCs. So if you painted an NPC, you could get 500 experience points. If you made friends with a bunch of other NPCs or gathered a grouping or a little squad around you and you painted that squad, you could get 500 for that squad. And if you painted something that would help in the big battles that he would set up, then you could get experience points for that. Once I realized that, because I like to min max and I don't like min maxing. I'm weird about in my brain about that. But if you present me with a math problem, like do this to get more, that's a real big math problem. It's really highfalutin. I'm going to do this to get more. That's just how I work. So I started painting, and one of the things that we did, because that was well before YouTube was a big thing, so I didn't have anything to watch. It was, we would just gather at the local game store. One of the guys in the group owned a game store, and we would just go down there and paint. And then I would have gatherings at my house with the group from time to time. We're still very close friends now, and I just kind of painted for a long time. When I moved back to Connecticut and got out of the group, I really stopped minis and paintings. I actually lost most of my minis in one move or another. A couple that were very special to me, I still had. And that was cool, but I didn't really get into it. Well, this time last year, it's going to be a year this coming Saturday. Actually, it might not be quite a year this Saturday. I think it's in a couple months. It'll be about a year. My local game store, the Citadel Game Cellar, started doing a painting day. Second day of each month, everybody comes down and paints together. I had like 2 super dry, like I added thinner to make it work again kind of paints. I had half of a beat up brush and a bunch of minis kind of kicking about. But the way it works is everybody just kind of hangs out, shares paints, shares techniques. One guy has a spray airbrusher thing. He'll prime things for you, and you just sit and jaw for like 4 hours with the crew. And I've always had gaming friends at my gaming store, but I've made new friends just through painting. And what I did realize, because 2025 was a year of some challenges out in real life for me, was how zen and inspiring and relaxing painting can be. I'm filled with ADHD brain and boundless energy and this drive to always be doing something, whether for the channel or something. So what I found was we were working on the Bridgeroll Chronicles game was, and I knew some of the way places we're planning to go was, if I'm going to be running these playtests, I can paint the minis for the playtest. But when I'm too tired to be writing, when I am tired of sitting at the computer, when I want to just relax, sit in the living room or sit in the bedroom, watch TV with my wife, I can paint because I like to do different. I can't just watch television. So I just started doing that. And I've been picking up other things. I've watched a couple videos here or there about a few very specific techniques, but generally, I don't really watch a whole lot. It's more just talking to the people at the table. I can paint anywhere, anytime, but I so thoroughly enjoy sitting down. And there's days I've gone down there to paint and just spent the whole day talking and painted like two things. Three things. Yes.
No,
you can't believe. I never talk a whole lot, but it is definitely my particular zen. And to your point about needing time to do all the different steps, I do as well. But what works with my ADHD brain is I can take a half hour, prime 30 things, leave them to dry, and a day later come back and do another thing and in the line. So it's about finishing any one model at a time. It's always, what do I have time to do now? Well, it's bright, it's clear, it's not super cold or damp. I can prime a bunch of stuff, stick it out on the front porch, let it dry all day. I'll do that on my break at work. When I get out of work, I bring them inside, and then I'll go to the stuff that's already done, and I'll just do another step on one of those. And I will go weeks without having completed a single model, but because I do things in large stages in large groups, then all of a sudden I will have a 1 week period where I'll be turning out 6 to 10 minis a day for like 6 days. That's kind of how I do it. So
I also, when I was painting, I did also find it very kind of zen. I did really, I listen to a lot of podcasts anyway, so I just put on a podcast and paint. The one thing to wrap up my part of this is I actually posted this back when I was on TikTok. I have a Sawzall. It's one of those, it's like a little, like cut down like trees. And so to shake my paints, I got some Velcro straps and I would strap the little paint things to the blade and go, because when I moved, all my stuff got put in storage for 6 months. So when I got it, I got into this house and I was going to try to get back into it, they were all so just dry and everything. And rather than throw them away because I bought way too many paints, I did that and it worked great. So yeah, it's just and you're good to go. All right. So with that out of the way, all right. So we'll go.
There's a request. Oh, there's a request on the channel.
Okay.
And if it's not actually there, I'll type it later because it needs to be there. Michael, we need pictures of you sawzawing some paints. I absolutely need that.
I'm sure it's on Facebook or TikTok somewhere. I'll dig it up for you. All right. So Caleb, share with us one of your New Year resolutions for 2026.
So I think for this year, I really want to try to teach gaming to my kid.
That's a good one.
Ooh.
I know we're at that stage. I think I probably could have started it a little bit earlier. But within the past couple years, we moved, we got the house. We had a lot of house repairs we had to do. The basement is just a huge doom pile of things that I have to sort through and clear out. But I think this is the year where, and I always say it, but this is the year where I want to try to find something that can really click in with her, and I can start teaching her some basics of, storytelling and the mechanics, and letting the mechanics inspire the storytelling. So, we're not just doing what we want to do. We say, okay, well, we rolled the dice or we made a choice. Now we have to maybe change what we have to do a little bit and then adapt the story from there.
Mm-hmm. I absolutely, like, one of the greatest joys of my life has been playing games with my kids.
Oh yeah.
I know I've talked about it many places. Very lucky. I started them. I was very nervous. I'm sure I talked to you about it at the time. I was afraid I would give them a bad experience. I'd push them away.
Yes.
And I was very cautious, and I'm not saying I did it well, but it worked, luck or whatever. And I have raised two giant nerds who love playing D&D, who love playing board games. Both of them have ran games. My oldest son he's got more campaigns in his brain than I probably have. And he's just started. Savage Worlds is his new thing. He's really liked Savage Worlds because he thinks it's actually an easier entryway for his non-gaming friends, because he's in theater. So he's got all these friends who love emoting, and they're all theater kids, and they like to be characters, but none of them have played D&D before. So he's actually found that Savage Worlds seems to be a little easier entryway. Yeah. So just this past week, he ran a Savage Worlds campaign starter, kind of like a Deadlands-esque sort of thing. But 100%. Anyone out there who has kids that wants to have them in your life, I encourage you to try to play games with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can double down on all of that. So several of my children play regularly. A couple of them are involved. Even the ones that don't play actually are somewhat geek adjacent. Like my two girls, they grew up watching space shows, was what my youngest daughter used to call them. Babylon 5, Stargate, and all that. My oldest daughter was a huge fan of Stargate. Like, I went out and bought the huge giant sarcophagus box for all 10 seasons so that we could watch them. And we just had we had a Smallville night, we had a Stargate night, we had a Babylon 5 night. All my kids have really kind of watched a lot of those things with me. And then, so one of them plays Magic all the time. He used to play D&D with me when he was younger. The youngest one is a big time DM. He's the forever DM for his friend group in high school, also a theater kid, which is where he met a lot of his friends. And then they had a D&D club when he got to high school, and he plays. And I've played with Mike's kids at a catacon, and man, it is awesome when kids feel that they can just really come out of whatever shell they may have. I think every child has a shell, right? And that table, when they feel safe and comfortable at that table, in that space, there is no shell. Yeah. It's like they're just there. They can be the best them in those moments, and I love being a part of that. Yeah, it's like I have actually teared up and had to turn away when I watch my son play. I hear his friends talk about games he's run. I'm like, whoo.
Getting verklempt over here,
it's a whole thing. And hey, Brian, one of our patrons who plays in our monthly Star Trek game, nice. Brian is saying parenting win. Absolutely, my man. Absolutely. Caleb, you were saying?
Well, I was going to say quickly, when I started, I used No Thank You Evil. So have you thought about what system you want to start with?
So we bought the box set of No Thank You Evil probably a year and a half, 2 years ago, and we just never had time to sit down. There's so much junk going on.
Oh yeah, I mean, I get it. Life gets in the way, but I do think No Thank You Evil is a good system for the age. I think, because my boys were like 4, 5, 5, 6. And like, if I probably wouldn't have with the younger stuff, I was going to do them together, and they're about a year and a half apart. So I think 5, 6, especially 6. Oh my God, 6, 7.
Don't say it.
I did. I think that's the way to get rid of it, though. Like, if us old people start saying it, they're going to fall away. So I'm just going to embrace 6, 7. But I think 6, 7 is actually a great starting age, and I think No Thank You Evil is a good system at that age.
Yeah, she's going to turn 8 in like 2 months here. So.
Yep. Yeah, I think you're right there. Sweet spot.
I need to find it, first of all. and then read through the book real quick.
There's not much to even when I played. I didn't even play by the rules. I even simplified it more than the game did, and they loved it.
You screwed around with the rules of a game, Michael? Jeez.
Yeah, I dumbed it down even further, but they really liked it. So.
Caleb, did you just hear the seventh seal break? I swear on everything.
I mean, if this is what ushers it in, I'm ready to go. I think we're primed for it.
If we have to go and we're behind the mic, I mean,
that's fine. That's fine.
Bring on the comment. Fine. Let's go. Let's get it.
We've had a good run. Honestly,
we really have. It's time. It's time.
Been decent.
It's time.
I was bound to roll a 1 sooner or later.
Exactly. Yes.
All right. Well, what about you, Michael? What's a resolution for you, buddy?
So it's very much in the same vein. I go to a lot of conventions, a lot of local conventions, and I'm actually cutting back heavily on those this year, partially for finances. But I'm sort of going to roll that in. I'm taking both my boys to Origins this year. So that they both have wanted to go to Gen Con for the longest time. And I'm kind of like, Gen Con is kind of a dad thing. One, it's really expensive, but the only reason I get to go to Gen Con is because, again, I'm elbows to assholes deep with like 12 other people in a room, and bringing my kids into that. Origins is kind of the gateway convention. Mm-hmm. It's larger than any of the locals we've done, even like a Catacon, River City Con, CincyCon, Sin City Con, Lexicon. Those are the ones that I've gone to them with them before. Origins is very much a mid-size con, 20 to 30,000 people, but it's still condensed nice, especially the RPG stuff. It's basically like one hotel is the RPG stuff.
Yeah.
They've never been to a dealer's hall, anything like that. And my son is the most dice goblin you'll ever meet. Like, I mean, I like dice. Every birthday, every Christmas, every holiday, what do you want? Dice. That's all he wants. Dice. He wants dice. So he has so many dice. I'm a little afraid that I might lose him in the dealer hall and never see him again.
Yeah, you got to put a leash on him or something. You need to keep him close by.
Some kind of eye tag.
I do. Yeah, that is actually. In fact, I got some eye tags for Christmas. I don't know why, but I did. But yeah, I definitely will put those into like their shoes or something. But that's kind of the thing is that Origins is big enough. Like there will be games I'm like, we're going to play together. All three of us will play in the game together. But I'm also going to let them have the freedom because again, they're going to be 16 and 15. So it's not like they're little kids anymore that they can go and play games without me. And I know they love Blood on the Clock Tower. They will absolutely go do that. I don't have any interest. It's fun, but when I'm at a convention, I want other things on my plate rather than that. So it's going to be kind of a test. And if it goes well, the next year I might take them to Gen Con. So
and then just the vendor hall, all the stuff to get, but then demoing the games and getting some swag and seeing the new stuff, like they're gonna love that. I have been to Origins, but only for like a weekend, like a day pass, and all I cared about was going to the vendor hall to demo stuff, find some freebies, go on the last day, try to get some deals. That's my favorite part of a game con.
I was going to ask you at some point if you were going, because I know you have been to Origins before, if you wanted to try to meet up, if you were going to try to be there on one of the days this week or this year.
Anything is possible. Okay. We'll find.
So as we get closer, let me know. So that was they both got a Christmas gift that was just a piece of paper that had the Origins logo on it.
You're going to Origins.
You're going to Origins. We haven't bought badges yet because we don't have to yet. But yeah, I'm gonna pick up badges. It's gonna be a big thing. So expect more about that on this channel as we get close. And usually when we do big cons, we like to do a recap show. I might try to have both of them on and do a recap show about how it went and that kind of thing.
That'll be fun.
Nice.
All right. So Lewanika, back to you, my friend. What's your second resolution you want to share with us?
So I'm going to go follow the trend here, and I'm going to talk about conventions.
Nice.
A brief history, because you know how short-winded I am.
Yep.
I out of comic book conventions in my deep past. I used to own a comic book store, so I used to attend as a vendor for bunches of them and all that in like years and years ago. more recently, even though I've been gaming for a lot of years, I had not really attended a great deal of conventions until a buddy of mine had me go to Drinking and Dragons, a local one session, a benefits charity. It's here in my area. So I started going to that and I started really enjoying that feel of running with groups of new people often. You know, I'm a grown person now, so I don't have the time to hang at the game store every day, all day. I've got a good friend who is retired, and we were talking the last time I was at the game shop. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm retired. I can play. I play games on this night and this night." I'm like, "Man, now I'm jelly." You know, so I really enjoyed it. And then I got to go to a catacon. The first year I went to a catacon and I was hooked. I mean,
It's a good con.
completely hooked. You know, the people I met there, great friends, Rose, Kaylee, Mike, so many people. It was such a wonderful experience. You know, finally getting to meet you in person, you and Chris in person that first time, like everything in the world to me. Like I left, I didn't care if I had to start walking. I was going to be there the next year, and I've been,
Every
you know,
yeah.
we just finished my third one, right? So it's like I can't imagine not being a part of that convention, and I can't imagine not being part of the convention. So I left a Catacon, and I went to one convention, Total Con, at the end of January. That following that first Catacon. While I was there, I had another amazing time. Wonderful people, great games, had a lot of fun, and, and promoter for a different con, Rising Phoenix, says you should come to my con, and so I ended up going to that one. And then I'm like, oh yeah. So now here we are, 3 years later, and 2026 is the year I'm going to as many cons as I
Yeah.
can possibly fit into my schedule without being homeless and having no job.
It is very easy. I
And
did this
that is,
to go from like one con to like
yeah,
8, you know, and if you're lucky that if you have local cons around you, regional cons, and you know, depending on where you live and if you network the right way, it's not that expensive. I mean, it ain't cheap, but it is
yeah,
reasonable to go to 4, 5, 6 cons if they're with like 1 day drive. Maybe you have a friend you can like, you know, either share a room or camp out. That's the thing with Origins is we have someone's going to let us stay with them, so I have no hotel costs. Is the only reason I can afford it. But
yeah.
yeah, I mean,
Lodging,
lodging
lo-
is a big thing if you can work around that.
the big thing. Yeah, so the benefit of where I live in Connecticut, southeastern Connecticut, is I am within an hour of Interstate 495. And many of the New England conventions are on the 495 corridor.
Mm-hmm.
So Total Con, Rising Phoenix, Open Game Con, they're all in there. I have family in Maine, and there's cons that happen up there. Obviously, Josh lives in Maine. So, again, these are locations that are a day drive or even less. And like I've commuted to cons on 495. I don't recommend it because I end up with 8 o'clock in the morning games. That's not fun,
Nope.
but I've done it, you know. So it has been such a great experience that in 2026 I'm just going to go to as many as I possibly can. While I'm there, I'm going to be running a lot of the tabletop journeys, original adventures, our Bridgewell Chronicles, which is just hit Kickstarter uh, January
I
1st.
backed it.
Yeah, I mean, thank you.
Yeah.
It was really cool to have one of our projects fund in under 6 hours. Um, you know, the amazing thing about that is that you know, all the writing is done. I've been playtesting. We were playtesting for about a year. I've recently started a campaign version of that. They were designed as one shots, but I wanted to see if they could successfully be strung together in a campaign. I've got people that I was talking to today, scheduling the next event, that are like, I want to be in both sessions, not just one. You know,
Mm.
so you know, we're even doing card sets with them, and
Oh,
like
nice.
I have proofs in hand. So these things, like, this is done. This is not going to take a while to
Right.
get to you. It's more like when it's done, we send it to a proofreader to make sure everything's 100% best quality we can manage, and then everything's gonna get printed, and we're gonna start
So
shipping.
it was not intentional, but I actually was the backer that got you to funding. I was like, oh yeah, I need to check it out. Went and I was like, oh, they're only one backer away. Bam! I hit that button so fast. But yeah, it wasn't intentional. It wasn't like trying to snipe that. But I was like, yeah, okay, I'll be that guy. Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
First backer, completed backer,
Yeah.
some backer.
I'm just glad I was on the list. So awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, it's just my goal is to just run a lot of games and be at events and play with many gamers. The thing I know about my writing and my GMing in general is the more people outside of my original friend group I game with and run games for, the better I am at running games for my friend group.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you'd have to ask the people I
Sure.
game with, but I think I have certainly made better and more interesting characters, and I've certainly written adventures that I personally find more interesting since I've been in this cycle of let me get in front of other people, and it certainly helped my understanding of how to make an interesting game, because I see so many different people from different parts of the country, different walks of life, different experiences, and I'm seeing the things that are universally enjoyable as well as the things that hit a certain niche.
Mm-hmm.
So I can say, some of those niches, you still want to have them, but they're optional. It's the universal stuff. You want to be the prime stuff. So it's really cool to be able to do that. And so going to more conventions is my big thing.
I mean, when you like running games, which I for sure you do, going to it's sort of like open mics for comics. Like you just go out, you do it. Some days it goes great, some days it goes poorly, but it all makes you better. And you're absolutely going to hone your craft, and it's just fun to do. If you like that, it's going to be something you enjoy. So I'm a big, obviously someone who runs cons, who's now going to be running 2 a year. It's go to cons, support your local cons, play games, meet local gamers, try games you've never tried before, and help support that sort of ecosystem. So
absolutely. And show up at some of the panels.
Oh yeah.
At game cons, when you've got indie creators or even some of the bigger names or whatever, there's some really interesting and great techniques. If you're wondering about being a GM, even if it's not specifically for GMs, go to some panels. The people who are in these panels are so good at inspiring good things for your table. Can't beat it. Can't beat it.
Absolutely agreed. All right, Caleb, give us another one of your resolutions, please.
So I'm going to call this one gaming adjacent,
sure.
if that's okay.
Yeah, of course.
Gaming, we know gaming is about long form improv. Gaming is about storytelling. Gaming is about performance at the end of the day, right? So Michael, you and I have known each other for quite some time, and we've always said, I want to be a writer when I grow up, right? Mm-hmm. Right. Well, I have 2 short stories published, and I really am driving myself this year to get some other things out there. I have, a lifetime's worth of notes and ideas and abandoned projects, and there's like 3 ideas that I'm really, really hyper focused on right now that I'm excited about, that I want to try to really write and turn into something, whether it's a collection of short stories or a novel or something like that. And then I'm always getting, the algorithm is always giving me writing contests and open submissions and things like that. So I'm always kind of getting distracted with, here's a contest that's over in 2 weeks and it needs a short story. I don't have a short story. I need to write a short story. So I'm in this like weird spiral of, can I write things for, myself to enjoy them? Can I write things specifically for a contest, or can I just write something and hope I find a contest for it? But my resolution, my goal for this year is really just to do more with my storytelling and my writing. Look for those, write homes for some submissions. The big dream, getting some sort of publishing deal, getting something out there, whether it's independent, whether it's something big that can turn into something bigger. God, you're always going to hope for something like that. But I've had a lot of fun. The last couple things that got published, it was such a surprise. Like I thought it was fun, but I didn't think it was that good.
Right.
And then suddenly there's the email like, hey, yeah, you're going to get published in this. I'm like, oh my God. So, chasing that high again for this year. That's what I'm.
Nice, man. That's absolutely in the wheelhouse, because running games is writing. It's just sort of like on the fly. Improv and you're writing, and then you connect the dots in between sessions. Like you kind of it's like editing more than writing. It's like, well, that's what happened. This is what I planned on happening. How do I now bridge those two together? That's basically editing story.
Yeah. And that's why it's so hard to sit down and write by myself at a computer, because I don't have 5 other people giving me content, and I just have to stitch it together. Like, where's my writing team?
Yep.
These are just my ideas. I don't know how to make these words happen. Yeah. You give me words. I'll make them better.
Yeah, that's the cheat code that Josh and I utilize.
Yeah.
It is different projects start in different places. Sometimes it's an encounter that I ran at my table, one of my tables. Sometimes it's an idea Josh had or what have you. And sometimes he writes all the starting stuff, then I, fine tune or do mechanics and do some table testing. Bridgewell Chronicles is that. He wrote almost all of the adventures, came up with the ideas and wrote the adventures. And then there's a lot of fine tuning and, just like, okay, what's going to work at the table? Can we zhuzh up this part? Or, is that going to be too much for the format that I did? The next set that's down the road, I've already got 2 or 3 things set up in various draft stages for that. So we've got all kinds of stuff in the pipeline down the road but it is very much does this sound cool? Does this mesh? And then we have a writer's room. It's only the 2 of us currently, but we have a writer's room, and that is how we work best. I mean, I've been writing for a lot of years, but I have never written as well as much and with as much love of the process as my current situation. That's to me so important. Like, I love that setup. And chasing that, like when you get that response, like, we love your idea. We're going to put this idea in. That's a dragon that is getting hunted.
Yeah, that's for sure.
That is a dragon that's getting hunted.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I will wrap things up with a quick one. And so I don't feel like these are all self-serving, but like I am starting a second convention. I'm going to be doing one in Corbin now. I'm going to try. But what that really grew out of is I work in a school, not a teacher, but I work in a school. And what I do there in a lot of ways is I play games with the kids. And, I go into each classroom 1 hour each week. So like I go into it's a Montessori school. So it's like grades 4, 5, and 6 is one classroom. 7 and 8 is one classroom. K and 1 is one classroom. And then 2, 3 is a classroom. And I've been playing games with the kids, and a lot of them have really enjoyed it. And some of these games are very simple. Like we play Connect 4, we play Uno in like the younger groups, and we were playing like Love Letter is a big favorite. We played 5 Minute Marvel this week, and both the 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8 loved it. And they're both like, where can I buy a copy of that game? They absolutely loved it. And I started going into local. So again, long story short, like I moved from Cincinnati to Corbin, which is close to where I'm from. But it's a very different vibe. Again, I'm very liberal.
Yep.
I'm in a red state now, in a very, very deep red part of the red state. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to play games with my friends that I already know online. And I'm very lucky. I have connections to some of the greatest gamers in the world, I think, whether it be a Catacon GMs, you folks, Caleb, Michael and Jared and Rocky and Ryan and Brad and all my friends from Cincinnati. I can still just play games, Chris. I can just play games with them on the internet. So I did that for the first several years. That was my primary gaming outlet. And now I'm kind of like trying to put myself out in the community. There's a local game store I've been going to on one night every week, and we play board games there. So the board game convention is kind of like an outreach. Like let's bring some people together and just play games. Just have fun, play games, and build those bonds through the things that we do share. And gamers, most of them are still they're gamers, you know? So that's what I'm trying to do. So I'm playing games in the school. I'm playing games in the community. I'm trying to start this convention because I'm trying to put myself into the local community and build gaming groups that way. So I'm going to try that year. So my resolution is to just get myself out there, but also build relationships, build community, and hopefully start this other convention, which again, by design is much smaller. It will be smaller than even the Catacon was its first year, and it can still be successful because I don't need 700 people to show up to break even. I just need like 150 people to show up to actually break even or make money. So I think that's doable, but we'll see. Badges are on sale now. And you can also just sponsor us. You don't have to buy badge. You can just buy a badge and not show up. Send me some money because I need that because right now we're behind. But anyway, that's where we're at. So we did a couple people that were hanging out in chat, whether you're with us now or in the future. If you have some resolutions you would like to share, please do. That's why all of this kind of exists for Lewanika, for myself, for Caleb. We just like playing games. We like playing games together, and we kind of built a community that way. And now that community is sort of like fractured, but then regrowing in a way. So I don't know, but it's about gaming. It's about having fun. So Lewanika, any final thoughts here as we wrap things up?
I mentioned briefly, and I won't go into a great amount of detail, but I mentioned that 2025 had some really hard moments for me individually. And one of the things that I wanted to say is gamers showed up and showed out for me in a very dear and personal way through all of those things. Not just the words, not just but the actions, the checking in. Are you okay? How's it going? Yesterday was a very long day, had a bunch of things going on, had to travel 6 hours one way, and it was up and back for good reasons, and things went well. But with all the things that had happened towards the end of last year, one of my oldest friends from my gaming group, a vet like myself, we've known each other for years. We've been through a lot together. I was best man at his wedding. He stood up for me at my wedding as well. I thought, when we were passing by his place, we had talked, and he was going to jump in the car with me and my youngest so we could spend the day. And, throughout the day, I thought I was helping him with some of the things he was going through. But, at like 10 o'clock, 6, 7 o'clock at night, it was dark, it was cold, it was starting to get ugly weather and whatnot. When I was giving him a hug goodbye and whatever, dropping him back off at his house, he said this. He's like, I had to do this because I figured you needed it more than you know.
Mm-hmm.
So Theo, thank you. He said a few things, like at one point he was telling somebody that we were visiting with, he's like, sometimes I just turn on the podcast just so I can hear his voice. Those are the kinds of things that I played a lot of football, and I have some very good football friends, but with the exception of the ones who are gamers and football friends, it hasn't been like that.
Mm-hmm.
At every stage, I came home from that huge long trip, and there was a message from one of my friends that I met through gaming, just checking in. Michael, you've checked in on me as well. It's just one of those things where it's like life can be difficult.
Yeah.
And the friends and the connections that I've made through this crazy, weird, silly plastic math rock and painted minis kind of hobby, they enrich and sustain me. So that is my end of the year, beginning of the year. Thank you to everyone. If you can hear the just be the best friend you could be. Be that person that you needed in your darkest hour. If you can be that person for somebody else, or just be that person in general, you are being that for somebody else, and you may not even know it.
Be a support class for your friends.
Yep.
All right, Caleb, any final words as we wrap things up?
I can't follow that. What are you talking about?
Where?
I like sandwiches.
Yeah.
I
like sandwiches too. Yeah.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
I mean, as soon as the mic is off, I'm turning to this thing right here.
Yeah, you're gonna dig back into that meat
that half
over
a chicken.
There. Yeah. Same. I mean, ultimately same thing. These last couple of years have been tough, but this community that we found. I mean, back in the day, I just introduced myself to Michael.
Oh yeah, that's a funny. We'll have to tell that story next time you're on.
Shoehorned my way into the RPG Academy, and here we are. What, 15 years later?
I think 14, 15, somewhere in there. We'll say 15. 15's a good round number. 15 years.
Being able to have long distance friends, have people that you can check in on, you can ask for help with things. Just yesterday, we had the first session of a new game with the friends I made over at Go Buff Yourself. And that was the first time I've been a player in 5 years, maybe longer. And it was just such a joyful time of hanging out and having fun and escaping and laughing, but also seeing each other have these awesome performances and like cheerleading each other for cool things that we're doing. And this tabletop gaming is an art form, and it's art form. It's therapeutic. It's escapism. It's such a wonderful way. It's such a strong community when you've got those right people at your table that you're friends with, that you love. It's such a wholesome, positive way to keep yourself alive and strong in this day and age. So
yeah,
it is
about
such
connection.
Yeah.
It is not about survival. It's about thrival.
Yeah. None of us get out of this. None of us get out of this alive, right?
Right.
So it's about the connections that we build along the way and what we leave behind.
Friends made along the way.
It is. It's a cliche, but it's right. And then I've jokingly said before that the reason a catacon exists is because you enabled me. You were my enabler.
You go crazy.
You're right. Yes. You didn't say no. And that's the thing though, is that you need people in your life to say yes. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you need to be the person in someone else's life that says yes. So, moderation, right? You can't say yes to everything. You shouldn't say yes to everything, but sometimes
certainly not to my ideas.
But there are times where you need people in your life that say yes to you. And some of the greatest things that have happened to me in my life are because people said yes, whether it be my wife said yes, let's get married. My job, someone said yes, we will pay you money to do this thing. Caleb said, yes, let's do a catacon. I said, yes, you can be a co-host, even though we didn't know each other. Josh and Lewanika said, yes, Michael, you can come co-host a show on our network. So maybe that's the final one here is find a person in your life that says yes, or be the person in someone else's life that can say yes. Because there's a lot of fun that happens when you say yes. And hey, there we go. Wrap it up. All right. So that'll do it here for this week at Tabletop Cafe. Thank you all for everyone who's hanging out with us now or in the future. We try to do the show every other week. It doesn't work out that way, but that's what we try to do. We do have an episode scheduled for the next one. It's actually a friend of ours from the RPG Academy Network, Caleb. He is kickstarting a game called The Magic of Inventorian. We are going to have him on, talk a little bit about that, but also play some other silly games, do some other silly things. But if you have any interest in that at all, please go check that out. You can, I think, Google it. I don't think the Kickstarter's launched yet, but it will be soon. But it will probably be live by the time he's on next week. So he's a good guy. I'm really excited to have him on and talk about some stuff. So again, supporting each other. But that's it. So remember, if you're having fun,
you're doing it right.
That